Because the subconscious mind only defaults to whoever is in charge, it defaults to creating behavior patterns and principles automated to favor who's in charge. And that current person, the person who's in charge, is now their conscious mind over their brain. Hence, the principles the subconscious mind creates supports a habit to get them the things that they want.
Hyper successful person would make a statement such as, I never make less than $1 million a year. I never really stop doing things that I don't want. I never start things that I don't finish. I never, accept failure for myself. I could just never see myself being poor, right? These are statements that they've been saying so much to themselves that it's created this behavior out of them where it's like they don't even have to think about it. They just automatically activate and start doing what they're supposed to do. Hello guys, this is Joseph with Joseph Teaches Power Dynamics. In today's video, I'm going to review an old video that I did about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So the premise of this video is to kind of start the process of teaching Power Dynamics. So the title of the video is How to Stop Failing, the best video that will change your life, by none other than me, Joseph Teaches Power Dynamics. So by the time I'm recording this video, my channel currently has about 21 subscribers because I kind of left the channel sitting there for a while. And now I'm actually beginning to put in the work to build the channel up, right? So if you guys, for the ones who are the early subscribers of the channel, you guys have seen me build this channel up from ground up. We're building this channel up from I think I started off this year, 2026, with I believe it's 12 subscribers, right? So within 2 weeks, we've gone up to about 21 subscribers. So we gained about 9 new subscribers along the way, which I'm happy about that, and I'm very thankful for that. The goal is to build this channel up to like 10,000 subscribers at some point. But I'm going to be reacting to this video because this is information that I really think is important. And a lot of these type of information are going to go behind a paywall very soon, i.e. the Patreon. And also I will be launching the website again. I did have a website initially. I'll be launching that again. But let me go ahead and react to this video. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, before I get into the video, I want to say this. If you're somebody that is new to my channel, I talk about power dynamics when it comes to relationship with self, relationship that could be romantic, relationship with others, i.e. group dynamics, and relationship with society, as in society, social dynamics. In today's video, I want to be able to rewatch this video with you guys and really elaborate on certain points that I'm making within the video, as well as kind of revisit some of these talking points, because these are very good talking points and these are things that could benefit you in your life if you're interested in learning them. Now I'm going to put the link to the full video in the link below, in the description below. I'm going to give you a heads up. The intro of the video may be a little bit boring, but the content in the video is very, very good. But let's get into the video.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about mind development or mind farming. I'm going to talk to you about how to start getting control of yourself. You see, the human being is broken into 4 parts: the conscious mind, subconscious mind, the brain, and the body. This is something that I discovered years ago, and I'm just now talking about it. We're going to go in and kind of see how everything breaks down. The conscious mind is the decision-making portion of the human. This is the part of you that decided to click on this video. This is the part of you that wants to make decisions that are good for you as a whole entity. Then you have your subconscious mind, which is the part of you that's automated. This is the part of you that wants to get things done consistently and make things that seem hard easy. Then you have the brain. The brain is a computer that makes decisions based on information that's gathered, and it makes those decisions whether we like it or not. And it makes decisions based on what it believes is best for the body itself. And then you have the body. The body is a physical expression of what's going on in the mind and the brain. Generally speaking, the mind and the brain compete with each other when it comes to power controls over our lives. They determine how we live our life, whether we realize it or not.
So when I say the mind and the brain competes, what I really meant to say was the conscious mind competes with the brain. Your conscious mind and your brain sometimes clash. What happens is if you question what you're thinking, question your beliefs, question the habits that you have, your brain will start to adjust because of that. Your brain does not like being questioned. It likes being agreed with. So when you agree with the message your brain is sending to you, your brain likes that so much that it would encourage you to keep doing it. That's why if you are thinking about doing something different in your life and you don't feel like doing that thing, you have to question the feeling itself so that you can start doing things differently. A lot of us don't even do that because we just like the idea of feeling good, I guess. But if you start questioning your brain more, you're gonna get a lot more out of you than if you don't do that. But let's continue.
Either our brain makes decisions for us or we make decisions for our brain. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you information that can really help you take control over yourself and progress yourself as you grow. I'm going to talk to you about the hierarchy systems. Now, before I talk about the hierarchy systems, I'm going to make a bold statement that I believe applies to everybody. In the world we live in today, 90% of us are average. 9% of us are successful. 1% of us are the hyper successful. Now, this applies to finances and success when it comes to different arena. You notice in most things, there's always that top 10% of people who are the best at it, and there's always that top 1% that are so great that they almost have legendary status. Well, in today's video, I want to break down how that works and why this is a thing. You see, the average individual has a success rate of 30 to 50%. I'm going to explain that more in the next points. The successful individuals have a success rate of 50 to 70%, and the hyper successful individuals have a success rate of 70 to 95%. Let's break down the hierarchy that explains why this is a thing. Power has a hierarchy when it comes to our existence, our reality. You see, the way the power flows within our entity as people determines the type of life that we end up with. And hear me explain what I mean by this. See, the hyper successful person has a power system that flows within them as an entity that goes as following. The power system flows from the conscious mind being in charge of the subconscious mind, which is in charge of the brain, which is in charge of the body.
All right, so what I'm basically saying in this video is that success starts with control. Understanding the power in control is the first step of achieving success. The most hyper successful people understand that you have to start with your mind. You have to start with how you talk to yourself. The reason why is because your brain and your subconscious mind are both listening to how you talk to yourself, and they are the ones that are systemizing how you operate. Your brain is the computer that collects information and wants you to do something about information that is collected. Your subconscious mind wants to create automated systems so that it's easy for you to do those things without thinking. It looks to you as a conscious mind to determine how am I going to structure the information I've been collecting and how am I going to use it. If you're weak minded and you don't work on on having a stronger mind, then your brain overrides you and makes decisions for you, and your subconscious mind, realizing your brain have overridden you, would then follow what your brain wants and not what you want. Hyper successful people know this, so they override their brain all the time so that the subconscious mind will listen to them instead of their brain. If the thing I said made sense to you, then you're on track. If everything I said to you doesn't make sense, rewatch it again because it's gonna make sense as you watch it. And if you really want to understand it even more, you can watch the full video because I will have the link in the description. But let's continue.
The reason why this system is a thing is because the hyper successful person lives by success principles that they have developed over time and they've become accustomed to it. These success principles tend to govern their life, hence their subconscious mind, who is in charge of automation, has moved up in the power rankings to being almost equivalent to that conscious mind. The subconscious mind has them on autopilot when it comes to things that are success focused, that anything else doesn't matter to them. Hence their brain falls even below the subconscious mind. And in other words, they are not living the life of success consistently because they don't let their feelings have any say in what they're doing because they are living by their principles. Hence, they increase their success rate significantly because the conscious mind wants what's best for the entity, while the brain wants what's best for the body. Before I move forward, I'm going to make a bold statement. The human is a sophisticated computer that has will. We have free will to get a lot of things done that we want to get done. So our brain is a sophisticated computer that basically determines what's best for the body as a priority. Our conscious mind determines what's best for the entity as a priority. So the brain and the conscious mind sometimes may disagree with each other. But because the conscious mind is the end or be all in the decision making, if you lean towards your conscious mind in your decision making over your brain, you will be more successful than if you lean towards your brain over your conscious mind. But I want to break this down for you a little bit more.
Okay, so to make it a little bit more simpler, think about the conscious mind as the person who bought the computer or the person who built the computer. Think about the brain as a computer that was built, or in this case, we have AI. One of the things that I realized is that our brain is the AI when it comes to us. We are the people that have control over the AI, which is the conscious mind. If you live your life understanding that your brain operates like an AI, where it automatically makes decision based on information is gathered, then you can check it, you could question it, you could challenge it, and what it's going to do is adapt to the challenge you bring forth to it. Your brain likes to be challenged. If you challenge your brain, you create a whole new life. If you don't challenge your brain, it will create a life for you and you will find yourself settling for the life that your brain created. I say this because this happened to me. I've done this. I know this information, but I did not apply it until recently. And I realized that when you don't challenge your brain, you are a passenger in your life and you don't want that.
As I move on to the power flow systems when it comes to the successful individuals. Because the successful individuals make up 9% of the world's population, they have a power hierarchy system that flows as following. The conscious mind head over the brain, who's head over the conscious mind, who heads over the body. So a successful individual tend to ignore how their body feels and does what they believe is best for them as a whole. Because the subconscious mind only defaults to whoever is in charge, it defaults to creating behavior patterns and principles automated to favor who's in charge. And that current person, the person who's in charge, is now their conscious mind over their brain. Hence, the principles the subconscious mind creates supports a habit to get them the things that they want.
Okay, so I want to say something. I'll hit on this a little bit, but so the hyper successful people, what they do is they program their subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is the part of you that automates how you behave. So hyper successful people embrace habits that programs the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind creates code, i.e., habits, behavior, mechanisms that it sends to the brain. The brain has to execute it with the body. That's why is the conscious mind, subconscious mind, brain, and body hierarchy. The successful individual, on the other hand, it's a little different. Successful individuals do not program their subconscious mind. Instead, they program their brain. And then because the subconscious mind sees that they're constantly programming their brain, the subconscious mind starts to create codes as well, but the codes that it create are more conscious codes to support what they're creating, and then hence the body follows. Now, let me explain the difference between these two individuals, and in terms of the language they use for themselves. Hyper successful person would such as, "I never make less than $1 million a year. I never really stop doing things that I don't want. I never start things that I don't finish. I never, accept failure from myself. I could just never see myself being poor, right? These are statements that they've been saying so much to themselves that it's created this behavior out of them where it's like they don't even have to think about it. They just automatically activate and start doing what they're supposed to do, while the successful individual have to preempt their brain. They have to prep their brain, right? So now they have to actually write things down that they want to say to themselves. They want to do the routine ahead of time. So the routine for them could be, when I wake up in the morning, I gotta write out my goals. I gotta talk to myself. I gotta say certain things for my subconscious mind to receive. Uh, I got to start changing my statements. I got to keep saying the positive statements that got me success. Celebrities, for example, a lot of celebrities, whenever they go into acting, they have to assume a character. A lot of celebrities, whenever they go into performing, they have to assume a character. That is conscious effort that they're putting forth to wire their brain so that their brain could now collect information and keep it in there. And what that subconscious mind would do is going to see that information and start to create codes to influence their body. Man, guys, I hope this is not confusing you. If you are a little bit confused, rewatch it or watch the full video. But I just don't want to dwell too much on it any longer. Let's continue.
That success rate being 50 to 75%. I say this to say anyone could become successful. They can go from being average to being successful once they just switch up the power hierarchy, which I'm going to talk about next. See, the average individual, the power hierarchy in their life tend to flow like this. The brain is in charge of the body, which is in charge of the conscious mind, which is in charge of the subconscious mind. What this means is a lot of us make decisions based on how we feel and our emotions. Feelings and emotions are the way our brain communicates to us that it's made decisions on our behalf. When we accept decisions our brain makes on our behalf, we tend to make bad decisions because we're only focused on how we feel. Hence, we are being controlled by our brain in that scenario. When we don't control our brain tends to create habits and behavior that favors the body. Hence, our activities that feel good increases and our success tanks. What this means is our success now ranges from 30 to 50%, meaning that we fail more than we succeed. My goal is to educate you on how this works so that you could start transitioning from being average to being successful. But the truth is this, you can only go from one to the next, you cannot jump over. So if you're not successful now, you need to become successful first before you can become hyper successful.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do like this is just my talking segment. If you want to really listen, please listen. If you don't want to listen, you could fast forward, or you could just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you, but this is my talking segment, and I might be a little bit long winded in this segment, but I'm gonna say it right now so you understand. When it comes to being an average person, we have been taught by society to be average. Being average is normal. Being average is consistently happening everywhere we look. It is something that we just cannot get away from, at least not as easily. It's very difficult to not be average. I understand that most people hate the idea of the word average, but that's just the way it is in general. We are average. Most of us are average. Now, changing it is incredibly tough, especially when you are average. Going from being average to being successful is one of the hardest things that anybody can do, especially in different industries or things that other people make look easy. A great example of this is the entertainment industry. A lot of people who are involved in entertainment or entertaining people, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of years. It's dedication. Even with YouTube, for example, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. A lot of people are on YouTube, but a lot of people don't make videos. A lot of people don't make consistent videos. A lot of people are not comfortable in front of the camera. A lot of people don't have the consistency to keep making content continuously. A lot of us like quick results. A lot of us just like to complain about how bad our life is. A lot of us don't commit to anything. That's human nature. That's average human nature. But there's a difference. When you know what's going on with your brain, your mind, your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind, when you know that you have put your brain above your mind, when you know that your brain's be making decisions on your behalf, it makes you think different. It makes you move different. It makes you act different. It makes you want to approach things differently. A lot of people don't know this information. And that's why if you stumbled on this video, I'm glad you did, because this can help you make a change in your life. I'm not saying that you're going to see the change in the next 2 or 3 days, but I'm saying that if you take something like this seriously, either the original video or this video, either or, if you take it seriously, you can create the life you want. You don't have to settle for a life that you don't want. You don't have to settle for the life that you don't like. I'm not trying to be super motivational or anything. I'm just trying to be real with you. So, but yeah, what I'm basically saying in this is that a lot of us fail more than we succeed because our brain is trying to protect us. But we got to be one to start protecting our brains by taking control over our brain. When we can start taking control over our brain by being intentional and being structured in things that we want, we get a different outcome in life. And that to me is more important than, accepting average, I guess. So not everybody wants to stop being average, but if you're somebody that wants to stop being average, you got to start taking steps to apply these principles to your life. And very soon, there'll be a lot more that'll be put together and it's going to be put in Patreon. So Patreon's coming. Look out for it. All right, that's it. I'm going to carry on from there.
But I'm going to cover more of that very soon. Now, to wrap up this category, this section of the video, I want to say this. The more we allow our conscious mind, which is us, to control our brain, which is a computer, the more success we create in our lives and the more we change. That's why we can't let our brain have us doing things that are bad for us. Instead, we have to challenge thoughts that we receive in our brain so that this way we can now shift the brain and have our brain start changing things to accommodate what we want versus us changing things to accommodate how we feel. So what it is this. I want to teach you how to control, but I want to explain to you the type of control systems that are affecting you as an average person. And that has to do with certain words that are very common in society. And that is things like I feel like, this is how I feel. My emotions, this is me, this is how I feel, this is how I am. We don't understand that our brain has made decisions for us and has convinced us that this is who we are. Hence, we are not convincing others. And that is not good. So what this means is our brain always makes decisions for us, whether we realize it or not. Hence, it's saying our brain tends to run our life. The saying goes, we use 10% of our brain and 9% of it is automated. The average person uses about 10% of their brain because their brain controls their decision making. That's why a lot of people say things like, I feel like, or they make decisions based on how they feel and they end interactions, relationships because of their feelings. When our feelings control us, we tend to do what we feel is favorable for the body. So, because it feels good for the body. When you prioritize how you feel, you don't always get the work done that needs to be done on time, quickly, or effectively because it feels uncomfortable, it feels hard, and the list goes on. Now, I'm going to explain to you the power system and how it works for someone who's successful and what they do to prime themselves and get themselves to be more successful. So, someone who's successful, because the hierarchy of their life is their conscious mind over their brain, when their brain makes decisions for them, they question it. They say, you know what, I feel like this, but this is not really what I want. Or I gotta do something different than how I'm feeling. Or they'll say things like, let's do this instead of that. They make a decision themselves, and their brain, seeing that they made a decision, starts to adapt and adjust to them to help them achieve the goals that they want to achieve. And the subconscious mind, because it only goes to who is in charge, sees them making conscious decisions, now creates automated habits and behavior to support the decisions that they are consciously making versus the decision their brains are making. So when your brain makes decisions for you and convince you that this is the decision for you and you go along with it, your subconscious mind now creates habit principles to support the brain, which is in charge. Hence, you do certain things that you feel like doing but are not good for you. Hence, you end up having a life that you're not happy with. Now, hyper success people are actually a little bit different. Hyper success people, the 1%, actually have it set up like this. The conscious mind rules over the subconscious mind, which rules over the brain and the body. The reason why.
So basically, what I'm saying in this video, for those of you who may be a little bit lost, because some people may be lost, so let me simplify it a little bit. Because at the time when I was shooting the video, I was nervous in front of the camera. I was not accustomed to being as comfortable in front of the camera. I was doubting myself, had a lot in my mind, and I was kind of making sure that I could try my very best to convey the message. Afterwards, I had to cut so much because I realized that I was trying to deliver a very powerful message, but I wasn't as fluent in front of the camera as I am right now. So I'm going to simplify everything and break it down for you so there's no confusion, right? So let's say guy number one is hyper successful, guy number two is successful, and guy number three is an average person, right? So what happens is the guy number one who's hyper successful has been programming themselves to be hyper successful for years. We're talking from a young age, maybe a kid, or maybe early 20s, right? So we're talking 29-year-old has multiple businesses, 29-year-old invested in crypto, 29-year-old has multiple properties, has multiple tech companies, learned coding. Like they started the process of reprogramming their brain to be a very powerful support system for them. So the conversation they have with themselves is not about, oh, do I feel like doing this today? It's more a matter of how quickly can I finish this project that's going to get me the outcome that I want. A successful person, on the other hand, started to learn about things later on in life. They start to realize that they hate their life, they hate their job, they hate the situation that they're in right now, they hate how things are in their life. So they start to make the decision every single day, every other day, every week, every month, every year to do things differently than what's normal to them. So a successful person could start off being someone that has a regular job, start off with a certain life that they don't like. Maybe they came from a poor background. Maybe they have parents who don't have no money, and they start to question a lot of the programming that they have been receiving as children. They're like, why do I have to hate people? Or why do I feel dumb all the time? Like, why do I not think that I can do X, Y, and Z? So when they start to question it, now they're challenging their brain. So there's a tussle between the conscious mind and the brain. The brain is now shook it. The brain is shook it. It's basically saying, wait a second, this guy is questioning this programming that I've been giving him. We gotta do something about this. This is not right. What can we do to make him feel better? Because your brain wants you to feel better. So because you're questioning your brain, now it's now challenging the things that it's usually tell you. A lot of us don't realize our brain tell us things that is programmed. So, for example, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, or I'm not good at this, I'm not good at public speaking, I'm not good at riding a bike. I'm too scared to do X, Y, and Z." Like fear is one of the strongest tools your brain uses to control you. So, now when you're challenging that, your brain is now like questioning all these things that it's been telling you because of the information it gathered, right? Now you start making the different decisions versus a normal person who hasn't woken up yet, has not questioned their brain yet. They're just going off of how they are feeling. A lot of women like a lot of women fit into this category. There are a few women who break out of this mentality, but a lot of women are like this. And society allows and encourages women to be like this. Society encourages women to chase after their feelings. Society is now encouraging men to chase after their feelings. Society encourages a lot of people to go after their feelings. But when you question your feelings, you rise above. Look at this. Your subconscious mind rises above your body and your brain. You would think questioning your brain means that, oh, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do. No, when you question your brain, your conscious mind goes above your brain and starts to control you more. When you don't question anything that you believe, when you don't question your upbringing, when you don't question anything, then you're just a victim. This is you as a passenger. Like your brain is making your body do stuff to make you feel some kind of way, and then your subconscious mind sees that your brain is in charge and programs a repetitive cycle. Your subconscious mind says, "Well, this guy likes being ordinary. This guy likes the life they have. This guy likes being ordinary. Like they don't have any ambition. Okay, let's keep it that way." But when the subconscious mind sees that you've risen to want to control your life, i.e., your brain, now it's like, okay, let's get that body together. Your subconscious mind would now get your body to do what it's supposed to do because it sees that you're challenging your brain. So that's kind of what that is. And in terms of conversations, average people have feelings conversations with themselves and other people. Simple as that. When you use feelings as an excuse, that's not good. Successful people, they don't have feeling conversations, they have activity conversations with themselves and other people. Hyper successful people program themselves ahead of time so that the conversations they have with themselves is not about the activity, it's about the achievement. I gotta be rich before I'm 30. When someone makes a statement like that, they're on their way to becoming hyper successful because you make it where it's like you don't have a choice. Like you don't have a choice. When you remove the option of failure from the things that you want, like whatever it is you want, when you remove the option of failure from it, you become a different person. But when there's a failure opportunity there, you don't become the person that you're supposed to do, that you're supposed to become. Let's continue.
It's like this for them is because they have success principles that they have practiced, done automatically for years. Hence, it's easy for them to wake up and be successful in everything that they do because the success principles now is a part of them and is second nature to them. So they don't even have to think about it. So there's no, I don't feel like working today for them. There's more of a, I already work. This is how I do my work. This is the system that works for me when it comes to getting my work done. And it's so automated and ingrained in them that success just flows to them easily. I want you to transition from the average to the successful. And if you're successful, I want you to transition from the successful to hyper successful. But this video is mostly going to be focused on the base of control, and that is control over self, where I teach you how to transition from the average to the successful based on information that I learned over time that I'm now starting to apply for myself. These are actions you need to take to start changing your habits and personality. To start changing your mindset and start taking control of your life, then start with tapping into the power we possess as a human. We need to learn how to control our brain instead of letting it control us. We can do this by analyzing our thoughts and feelings. Stop saying things like I feel like, or this is who I am, or it's given statements, or even my feelings are, or languages like those. Replace those words with things like I believe, I'm becoming, positive replacement, I always do, positive replacement, I'm given statements, I'm positive statements. This is easy for me. I can do this. We can do this statements to yourself and more statements like these. So basically what it is this. If you want to change your life and change the way you operate, you want to start replacing things like it's given to I'm given, right? My feelings, how I feel like. All these words are your brain's way of controlling you because it's made those decisions already and it's convinced you that this is who you are or this is how you're feeling. So now you're using that metric to communicate with people, and when people see that, they actually feel a little bit bad for you because now their brain wants to control you. Now their brain wants to control your brain. So long story short, when your brain controls you, you make decisions that are based on your emotions and your feelings, and these are decisions that are not always good for you. When you're controlling your brain, you make bad decisions. That's why you don't want to say those statements like this is who I am, I feel like, it's given. Even though what it's given is basically not taking accountability on what's happened, right, in your life. So you want to replace it, I'm given confidence, I'm given positive statement, right? Or I am positive statement, I am a conqueror, I'm someone that's successful all the time, I am someone that makes $1 million a year. When you start replacing negative statements with positive statements, you start to take control over your brain, and your brain starts to adapt to you and start to come up with behavioral recommendations to help you be more successful. And because your subconscious mind sees that you're taking charge of your life, it starts to create principles and behavior to support the person who's in charge. In this case, your conscious mind. I say all this to say our personal power dynamics that we operate does affect us long term by the results that we achieve, because our personal power dynamics sets us up for success when it comes to things that we want, or failure when it comes to things that we can't have. Instead of allowing our brain to control us, where our brain is in charge of our body, which is in charge of our conscious mind, which is in charge of our subconscious mind, we just take those two, our conscious mind, and put it above the brain, our subconscious mind, and put it above our body. By making this type of decisions where you question your brain and you challenge your brain and you check your brain and you make sure that the things that you're feeling isn't controlling you, but you're controlling your brain and your body, you will achieve more of the success you want. In the next video, I'm going to talk about power dynamics. This is going to be my video series on power dynamics, where I talk about mind control versus mind games. Although the media has a negative connotation on both of them when it comes to relationships, these are effectively happening to us whether we like it or not. Mind control is happening to us whether we like it or not when it comes to our personal relationships. Mind game is happening to us as well. In the next video, I'm going to teach you how to benefit from mind control and mind games so that you can achieve the success you want and not be mind controlled and mind games without knowing what's going on. But that's it for today's video. If you like the information that you saw today, if you like the content, like, share, leave a comment, share the experience that you've had with it, how it's affected you, and basically be transparent. Let this video help you start making better decisions that's great for you so that you can achieve the success you want.
Okay, so man, it's crazy. Watching the video now, like 2 years later, man, I almost wish that I had the same level of confidence to convey the message as I have today. I think if I had the same level of confidence, but then again, I didn't have all the tools that I have right now. I didn't have the cameras. I only have one good camera, and the camera kept overheating, you know. Um, but long story short, man, I think that video, although I don't give it enough credit, I think the video has helped me indirectly. Uh, just the knowledge that I spewed in that video, the fact that I thought about it, it took me like a couple of days to put those information together and also recall information I learned. I think it's very important that we take something like this seriously. And yeah, man, being able to reprogram the way we think is really the first step to changing our life. I don't really have much of I don't have much else to say. I mean, I think the video was very good. Obviously, there are certain things that would have to be broken down a little bit more to kind of make it even more simpler for people to understand. But I hope that you look at that video with the mentality of understanding that it starts with you. It starts with the changes that you want to make in your life and the way you perceive yourself, the way you talk to yourself, and all those different things. By doing this, you can create the life you want and have the outcome that you need. With that being said, if you like this video and if you like me reviewing this old video, leave in the comment section, like the video, support the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers as of the making of this video. When your subscriber levels are low, your brain goes, I could never get there. But one thing I know for certainty is that work ethic is powerful, and when you visualize the life you want and you visualize the outcome you want, it actually happens. I already know this channel is going to blow up and have a lot of subscribers. I already know the channel is going to blow up and have a lot of supporters. I already know I'm going to have a huge community. It's just a matter of me putting the message out there and being consistent. So if you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, if you like everything, come be a part of it. Let's get passionate together. Let's do it. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next video.